All right. This Hangout on Air is now live, and I'm choosing to believe that. It's 9:30 a.m. here in South Korea, and I guess it's 8:30 p.m. there in Quebec.
Canada. Yeah.
So, let us begin.
Yes.
Usually when we do these Hangouts, we are together as a group. It's the 3 or 4 musketeers. But between sessions, well, almost like Highlander, there can be only one. And so tonight we have Alphonse, the heartbreaker, Brisecoeur, out on his own, ready for anything.
That's what they say.
And as we begin our session tonight, we are in the private office of the captain of the musketeers for a conference between these two gentlemen, the musketeer known affectionately to his companions as Brisecoeur, and Monsieur de Treville, the friend of the king and the man responsible for maintaining his security through musketeers. And as the scene opens, Monsieur de Treville is asking about the events of a few days ago, particularly about a stolen carriage, the disappearance of Christina of Sweden for several hours, and what exactly he thinks the official story should be about burning down a convent.
Well, why like asking that? I'm more looking at the wall. That is a nice tapestry, by the way, Mr. Treville. Who's the decorator? Maybe is it the same as the king?
Just silently staring back, tapping his quill on the top of the desk.
Okay, you ask many questions, Mr. Treville. The stolen carriage. What stolen carriage?
In the formal written report, it is noted that due to circumstances of the pursuit of a thief in the Queen's chambers, it was necessary to steal the private carriage of the ambassador from Sweden.
Well, I think they chose the best one.
Go on.
But Mr. Treville, I wasn't there. I wasn't the ball. Or was I at that time?
That is correct. Your duty was in the ball, but now I'm given to understand that you left early.
Well, everything was fine. If I had knew that the Queen would have been in trouble, I would have stayed, of course.
Of course. So you left the ball really before it even began.
Like I said, everything was in place, and Madame Bourdon was quite confident. There was enough Cardinal's Guard. They were, well, they were doing well. In fact,
I see.
Yeah.
So why don't I let you tell me the story briefly in your own words without being put on the spot by my questions.
Where do I begin? I was in the ball. The supper was good, by the way. Did you eat the chef made some souffle that was okay, maybe not. It was quite good. Yeah, and I was having a chat with her. Yeah, and yeah, there was some music, beforehand, and I decided to dance. I was invited, in fact, by some Swedish lady. Yeah. And but at some point, I was sitting beside a lady, all dressed in black. Yeah, she had very nice. Well, okay, yeah, it was Dame Exquise. Yeah, okay, and she we chatted together. And well, I felt the mystery through this lady, and I like mystery, and I like to solve them. especially when a lady like that is involved. Well, it can be a man, but it's a lady this time. It was just a coincidence, and yeah. So she asked me. She wanted to show me something. She told me how special I was, the only musketeer in the place. And she told me that she wanted to. It was very important, some sort of a mystery. Yeah, she and so she convinced me to go with her.
I'm sure that was easy.
Oh yeah, well, she had a smile, yeah, that couldn't resist. But yeah, behind that smile, that was exactly that mystery. So I got out with her. But yeah, maybe people saw me, holding her arm and talking to her and smiling. Of course, it's a damn excuse. She wanted to be accompanied to this convent. Yeah, this convent that my friend told you about. So she wanted me to get there under the rain. You want to know what happened next? Of course. You know what? We got through the street. Yeah, I got through the street of briefly. Through the street of Paris. I got to this convent, but never entered it. Yeah. Okay. I didn't enter the convent. Well, not this time, because she wanted me to show that on duty I had once entered a convent to help some nuns, and they were grateful and they rewarded me with that. But that's not the story here. She sent me to the backyard, and yeah, well, it was not well. All the growth was just gross. It needed a gardener, and I just don't remember what happened next because I was hit in the head. Yeah, someone hit me. I suspect that it was that lady, Odette. That is her name.
I see. And then you were rescued by your companions.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure. Yeah, well, I'm sure it was part of the plan. I'm sure they would have come after me. It's strange not staying at the ball. At some point, yeah, they came to me. Yeah, because I was tied. I wasn't fast enough to see it coming. So yeah, what can you do when you are out of consciousness? Huh? They take you, they tie you to a tree. Huh? They make fun of you. But it was it was more than fun. Yeah, because probably they told you about the creature. Probably from New France.
The Spanish spies.
Yeah, Spanish spies who like to eat lots of meat.
Right.
Spanish spies. They were using that convent. Mm-hmm. Yeah, to make some evil plans. Mm-hmm. They wanted the musketeer, maybe to make a revenge. It wasn't me. Well, they chose a right musketeer. I was quite privileged to be the one chosen to their evil stuff. I think they couldn't have chosen a better one for that part. That are. We have all our qualities, but I think they saw that the quality in me to make a martyr out of me. But
I see. And then
the nuns went, and the nuns were involved in that. Oh no, the pretty nuns, quite a shame.
So the nuns were all Spanish spies.
Well, I don't think you need the accent to be a Spanish spy. I think they were quite French.
Aha, traitors. And so when the rest of the musketeers came to save you, then the spies burned the convent?
The spies. I don't know who started the fire, But there was lots of fire in the eyes of Jean-Marie. I think he was very angry. I don't know if it was because he fell on the ground because he just stumbled himself on some grass, or if it was because, because he saw spies and he hates them.
It must be that. It must be that. I can't imagine Jean-Marie falling down just because he's a musketeer.
Well, maybe he was impressed by those nuns, by the way. They were quite good at fighting with their stick. Reminded me of some Asian moves I saw in the circus.
I see.
And
the musketeers were defeated by some nuns?
They were Spanish spies.
Right, Spanish spies.
Trained like one. Spanish spies. And more than that, more than that, I think they wanted to steal something. They wanted to pierce some secret of our nation. Yeah, the nation was in danger in the hands of them. Imagine an army of nuns like that.
Okay.
Oh, it would be an easy task, but I don't know how many of them there was. But with no convent and no base of operation.
France is saved, then.
This time.
Excellent report. Thank you very much. Now, this preceding story will serve as earning bonus dice for you. You're telling your story and also intuiting the kind of story he prefers you to tell rather than the truth.
Yeah.
All right. So this will be a diplomacy check for you.
Which will be half my charisma, which is a 2+.
Okay. You currently have no diplomacy?
No, I think I will take some, but next time.
Okay. Now, with your entertaining story and with your efforts earlier doing your own video recaps of the previous sessions, you will get 3 bonus dice.
Okay. If I have 5 in charisma, I only have 2 dice. Exactly.
If you have a 5 in charisma, you'll be reduced to 3 dice.
Okay. Okay, I lose 2. Yeah. Okay. So I have 6 dice. So okay. let's see what it does.
And you have at the start of the session, you have 4 style.
Do I use some of them? I have to call them before rolling. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay. I have 3 successes.
Okay, 3 successes. All right then.
Yeah.
Well, those 3 successes earn you 3 reputation points, which is a mechanic we're borrowing from Leagues of Adventure, which you'll be able to apply to the rank resource in the King's Musketeers.
So 3 RP. Okay.
All right.
I am at 0 right now, so eventually I will get to 1. 15 points, and
right for a tail.
Okay.
Or a resource. One moment, please. We're having a dog explosion.
So, well, you can see him go check his dog, but at some point you can see me do parenting once in a while. So I may go off camera to do that. Yeah, that's what being a parent is. You haven't heard it. You will hear it when you will see it.
Oh, good. Okay. So Mr. Tovi, being a very, very, very busy man, wants to escort you out. So he rises up from behind the desk.
Oh, you don't want to ask me about Christina? It was quite exquisite, but I can go.
No, I have one thing to say to you. As angry as I am about what I believe happened, I unfortunately have to tell you this. You're going to be receiving an invitation from that young foreign dignitary, representative of a foreign nation, to attend a private dinner party. And as much as I would like to tell you that you're going to be on duty somewhere near England, I cannot. I have to tell you, you must accept this invitation no matter what is going on in your life.
It's Christina who invites me. Oh,
She will.
I thought she was leaving France, but that's a good news.
You are representing the King's Musketeers and by extension the King. You'll be on your best behavior and you will behave with honor.
As always.
Just as a suggestion about what might happen should you not behave with honor, there are many, many horses in the King's stables, all of whom need protection and clean stalls.
Mm-hmm.
Have a lovely evening.
Sure. I can befriend horses if needed, but I won't.
All right. And you're out in the cool night air, apparently with the night off, and possibly about to receive an invitation from Christina of Sweden. But you're just wearing your normal musketeer's uniform. It's okay, but not for a dinner party.
No, of course not. I will go to my place.
All
Make
right.
Eugene to hairdress. Yeah, to take some care of my hair and be sure I have clean clothes for a dinner party. I have probably something like that.
Of course you do.
Some perfume. Okay.
The streets of Paris at night are much like they are during the day. A minefield of unpleasant things we don't need to discuss. When you arrive back at your private apartment, you're even less tidy and neat than you were before. And inside the apartment, the first thing you see in the small light of the candle is your very best clothes shredded on the floor.
Eugene.
Eugene is standing in the middle of the room with a surprised look on his face.
Is that my only suit?
You're home.
Yes, I'm home. It happens.
I didn't expect you. I didn't want you to see this.
See what? Are you responsible for this, my dear friend?
No, I didn't. I didn't do this. Why would I do this? I made these beautiful clothes for you.
Yeah, they used to be beautiful. I'm getting near, but are you sure you don't have nothing to do with this?
I think it was one of your rivals.
Okay, which one?
There are so many.
Well, I will try to make some sort this out in my head. There are a couple of them who maybe they're rivals, but their wife are happier now, so they don't need no reasons to be my rivals.
His face is getting a little red.
I'll show you the trick, Eugene, one day. Yeah, I keep promising that, but we should have a night out together. But I have a night out. Well, is that Henry?
Well, I did see some men, some Cardinals guards, passing by here when I returned home.
I try to see. I try to read Eugene to read if it's true.
Okay. What is your current empathy?
5. Average 2.
All right.
2 goals.
There is something that Eugene is hiding.
Yeah, of course.
Not that. There's something else that
Eugene, I think this is my only clothes left if I want to go at the dinner party, which I'm going tonight. I need the clothes.
I checked the closet just before you came home. She moves over to the wardrobe. And there is an acceptable set of clothes there, but it's very out of fashion.
You're not that good with the needle, don't you?
It would have been lovely 2 or 3 summers ago.
Can we do something? Can we mend what is left of that one and put that on this? You know, with my charm, that clothes will be in fashion. I'm sure of that.
I believe it. I think you will start a new trend, a looking back at the past, nostalgia. And I can do something with your hair. I don't know what you've done to it.
Yeah, this has been a hot, wet day, you know, and yeah, my hair needs something, but we have to hurry. So well, I'm sitting down at the chair I'm used to when he's doing his stuff, his hairdressing, and I tell him, well, you have time to tell me about those cardinal guards. He told me.
Okay. And again, he gets embarrassed, but there's a knock at the door.
Who is this?
Messenger.
Okay, I take a louis from my pocket. Eugene, go get the message. He gave it to the messenger.
So Eugene goes over to the door, opens, passes over the money, and the messenger is there with a guard of the cardinal. The messenger is wearing the normal livery of the palace. And he goes, "Oh, Eugene, it's nice to see you again."
Eugene.
The message is exchanged.
I look at the guard. I don't have enough louis for that kind of message.
You recognize him. He has the most incredible hair.
Yeah, I remember you. Hey, take a seat. I have a stool over there. I can offer you, Eugene. Get the wine. We have guests.
He comes in a little awkward, and he says, "Thank you for the hospitality."
Well, that's the least I can offer.
I suppose. My name is, we haven't been properly introduced. My name is Etienne Legrand.
Etienne Legrand. Oh, nice to meet you. Well, me, it's Alphonse Rouault.
My pleasure. He extends his hand.
Oh, yeah, I extend it in, and I shake it. Yeah. Well, we had a nice talk. You know, it's a coincidence, but my lackey will dress my hair because that's the only point in common we have. We have nice hair, and we are good with swords. I guess you haven't had the chance for me to show it to you last time, but nevertheless, I'm happy that we didn't have that because we wouldn't have had such a conversation about important things like that.
It's true, and I can say that Eugene does do an excellent job with hair, and he kind of tosses his mane of hair in a suggestive way.
Eugene is doing very good with hair. Show your talent, my friend.
Oh, I've seen it.
Okay. So, what brings you here?
I was just helping the messenger deliver a message, and to my surprise, it's you that's receiving the message. And what an unusual lifestyle you have with clothes and pieces of clothes everywhere, all over the place.
Well, that's quite a mystery to unsolve. Usually I have more challenges than that, but that is the main challenge. You know, I need, and that's quite embarrassing. I have an invitation tonight.
Yes, I think you'll enjoy this invitation. I'm sure Eugene will be very proud to know that you'll be attending a private dinner party with some of the most sought after noble ladies of the court.
You say that. Are you invited too?
No, unfortunately, I'm not.
So what do you have to do with all this?
Simply guarding the messenger. And of course, enjoying meeting you again. And Eugene.
Yeah. It, does he have his glass of wine in hand?
Finally, yes, Eugene has managed to find some wine. You thought you had more wine than that around, but apparently not.
I should have bought more. Well, that makes it precious, huh? And I will chin with the cardinal for France.
For France.
We have don't you know that we have the greatest job in France? The most honorable one.
It is true.
We both have well, I'm from the Musketeers Guard, and you're from the Cardinals. You know, the most important and powerful person in France. You know, they need both of us, huh? Isn't it?
It's true. We make them look good.
Yes, of course. That's why they choose us for some special missions and dinner parties and being a ball.
Well, while you'll be demonstrating your skill as an escort, I will of course be protecting the cardinal. I'm on duty this evening, but do enjoy your special mission. The messenger in the corner looks a little awkward, like he has to go, and Etienne rises and shakes your hand again. Thank you for the hospitality and the wine.
Yes, of course. Come by anytime soon. We may have many things to talk. Huh?
Well, thank you for that. I promise to visit often.
Of course. I know, looking at the messenger, it's a shame we don't have any wine anymore. I would have offered you a... Well, you came for a message. Can you give it to me?
So he hands over the message. It's sealed with, the official seal that you recognize.
From Sweden?
Correct.
Oh, it's the same as on the carriage. Okay. Thank you, my boy.
And they depart in a swirl of red cloak.
Eugene. Was it the one that came and tear this clothes off? Tell me, Eugene.
I can't imagine that. No, he definitely, it wouldn't. No, he's too nice.
Okay, Eugene, you're not like clothes. Okay, the lackey from Martin. He's a guy from Mystery. You're not. Okay, just tell me what happened to the clothes.
I was upset.
Okay, but you could have taken you could have been angry after something else. You could have spilled the wine I've just shared with someone, though I wouldn't have shared it. You could have broke a window. I know a good person to repair a window at any time during the night, but no one to repair my clothes.
Well, if I'd broken those things or spilled those things, you wouldn't care.
I look at Eugene. Of course I care about my clothes. So, what is it, Eugene? You're angry at who? Okay.
I think that you're not spending enough money on your clothes.
That's the reason?
My reputation is as important to me as yours is to you, and you are not helping me help you look. You'll be a normal guard in the Musketeers forever.
More than a normal guard, and you know it.
Well, now you've got this invitation. You've got to go, and you've got to wear this old suit. So,
okay, Eugene. I don't know how to say it, but it will help both of us if I can go to this party with nice clothes.
well, you could try and wake the tailor then.
I don't know. I count time in that time period, but I guess I don't have that much time left.
Well, then let's make do with this. I can add some ribbons to it, and it'll update the style a little. A frill from that other shirt over there. Yes, we can do it. It's possible.
Okay. But, okay, while Eugene is working on that, but what makes you angry? What part of the story? What was the drop that made the cup spill?
So Eugene puts some pins in his mouth and starts working on the clothes and is talking through the pins. Doesn't make any sense at all.
Okay, you remove those.
Clearly doesn't want to talk about it.
I'm looking at the teared clothes and okay, get done with the ribbons.
It looks all right. With your charm, as you said, you're going to be pretty awesome.
Okay, that will do. At least the invitation is from Christina. Yeah, I told you about her.
Yes.
Quite friendly. So at least it's not the first meeting. She knows a little more about me. A little more. Yeah. Our relation got a little more deeper. So I think she could bear the sight of this. So some perfume, and I'm ready to go.
She spritzes you with perfume and ushers you out the door.
So try to make something out of those rags or... Okay. I have
the door slams. There's a carriage waiting in the street, a very familiar carriage.
Oh, I think I'm right on time. Okay, I have a question that is a little out of it, but
yeah,
the dinner parties, you don't go there with a rapier, don't you?
You would. You're a musketeer.
Yeah. Okay. I have my rapier, but not my musket.
That's a good plan.
I leave it in the end of Eugene. Okay, but
don't come
here's
home late.
Eugene. Clean this up. Okay.
All right.
Okay, so I go to the carriage, and I guess the door is open already.
That's right. You know, there's the driver and his partner up on top of the carriage, and then there's a footman jumps down from the back of the carriage to open the door for you. They're all in their proper livery as part of her house. And then inside is Christina and her lady in waiting and another footman, to protect her from you, I suppose.
Oh, he probably saw me before. I don't know. Bonsoir, messieurs. Bonsoir, mesdames. I'm getting in the carriage.
All right. I know I just sent an invitation, and that would get you into the ball, but then I thought, it would be so much more fun if we had a chance to talk before arrival. You know, the carriage takes off down the streets, and you can imagine peasants leaping out of the way as it charges off.
Oh, we're quite in a hurry.
So,
what is it, my dear? And I'm looking at the two others.
so you know, the lady in waiting is just doing her stitching, ignoring everything, and the manservant is just staring off into space, and it's as if you are alone. She behaves as if those other
Okay.
two are not there.
Yeah, what is it, my dear?
Well, we are attending a very important party this evening. It's not about politics like the last one. It's just a social function, and sometimes those can be very boring. So I thought I would bring a very exciting guest. So you will have to be very entertaining.
Oh, so that I can be. Yeah, oh, I'm very fortunate to be invited by you, by the way.
Good. Good. Now, arriving at the location of the ball, you're on the outskirts of Paris, in a very large house owned by some noble or other. It's hard to keep track of them all. And the introductions go by very quickly, right? There's a number of carriages and all kinds of servants everywhere, and you're quickly ushered into a very large salon off to the side of the main entrance. There's a small quartet of musicians in the corner, and dancing has already begun. You can see signs of the banquet table through a very large door on the other end of the salon, and everybody is staring at you.
I'm. Yeah, well, I say to Christina, do I have to introduce myself or?
No, just wait.
Okay, yeah, so no problems.
So you sweep up. People are already staring, and the man at the door bangs his staff against the wood of the floor, making a large echo, and he announces Christina of Sweden and escort.
Of course.
She doesn't seem to notice and sweeps in. And she also hasn't noticed your clothes. She only has eyes for you.
Of course, of course. Well, I'm the escort, but not a single. You know, I'm not the only. I'm a special escort.
But you can feel the eyes of people upon you.
I respond to them with a smile and a small bow, saying bonsoir.
And she says, "Would you mind getting me a drink?" She's moving over to talk to the host.
Yes, I can. I will get the one myself. So I'm getting near. What kind of drink do they have?
Oh, they're serving some sort of punch in one corner, some mixed drink, but they also have a much more traditional wine being served by goblet. And,
Well, I do remember that she liked wine, so 2 cups, my friend.
all right.
And I get her back to her with the
Okay.
and I say, I give it to her.
The fellow serving the wine, it's like he could swear he knows you, but then he says nothing. He's better trained than that. And as you move back across the floor, people are following you. They're kind of smiling a little bit, talking behind their hands. And
I do salute them. I do see what's going on, but whatever they must see, they either they say good things about me or bad things. Whatever, everything is under control.
All right. So you make it back to Christina, who's just breaking off from the host, and she takes the wine gratefully, and she gives you a big smile. Before she can say anything, another couple comes over in incredibly expensive clothes and jewelry. And you've seen them many times entering the palace of the king. You've been on honor guard duty to bring them to and from the king's chambers, for example. And a higher ranking count, and he kisses Christina on each cheek and looks at you and then looks at you again and says, "How quaint this escort you have brought. He's one of the king's musketeers, isn't he?"
À votre service, monsieur. I'm at your service.
Doesn't look at you. Just keeps talking to Christina. Well,
well, I'm ready. If his eyes crosses me, I'll try to, try to grab his look. No, just trying to. I don't know.
Yep. You catch his eyes because he's checking out your clothes, and as he comes back up to your face again, you make eye contact.
Yeah. So, I'll go. How does it go? Is he Sweden? Is he Sweden?
So he's French. He's French.
Okay. So, what happened since the last time I've saw you?
Well, he says, for one thing, and his voice has risen so that people around you can hear. Right? Fashion, my good man, has moved on. Several years, I would say.
It depends on the person in it.
Does it? Do tell.
You want me to tell, and I'm looking at everyone around.
Everyone's looking back. Some of the ladies are very interested in how you're standing up to this man, and some of the men haven't caught on yet. They think that you're being made fun of, and they want to watch.
I'm a king's musketeer. I'm on duty quite often for the king. I'm here to serve France. I'm here to protect it. I get my hands dirty often. And unfortunately, I can see my tailor as much as I would want. But I do like to be invited in parties. And when I come, maybe my clothing was at the last party I went. Well, this one hasn't been out for a while, but nevertheless, every time I get somewhere, I'm a musketeer, even though I'm not in service. In my heart, I'm a musketeer. I know where my place is, and it can be with people like you, just to remind you how France is great.
Aha. What a lovely and stirring speech that is. The noble looks a little annoyed to have been shown up by you. There's some light applause from the ladies, and the dancing resumes again, and you're getting a lot more looks from people, and Christina's getting the jealous looks that she wanted instead of the shocked and surprised looks, so she's happier. She squeezes your hand a little bit.
I do kiss it.
Right. And the party goes on a little bit, and after a while, the groups are beginning to break up, right, for conversation. These parties are usually for business and politics as much as anything else, despite what Christina said. And so groups of men are going out onto the balconies to take some snuff and discuss, their private affairs, and groups of ladies are going off to discuss other things in other places. And And so Christina excuses herself from you once again and says, try not to cause a duel, but you're not really sure if she's serious.
Christina.
Now, it's quite
Hello.
warm inside now, so a lot of people are heading outside onto the various balconies and the gardens.
Okay. Well, talking about the gardens, I will take a walk there since I have some interest in flowers. I want just to see the thing, maybe have a chat with someone who is looking at it, and you know, I want to talk about flowers since they are outside, and
Sure.
and just to engage conversations about something else than duty.
Right. All right. So the conversations outside are, a mixture of romance and politics and that sort of thing. But one man is giving you that private signal you often see at court of someone who's trying to get your attention without others noticing.
I still have a glass in hand. Okay, I approach casually. I'm not rushing at him, but I try to when I am at the distance that I can talk to him without talking too loud. Yes, mon brave.
He goes, the others in the Musketeers, they refer to you as Brisecoeur, do they not?
Yeah, that's kind of a silly joke.
Well, I don't mean to offend. I just wanted to confirm that you are who I believe you to be.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so what you're impressed?
Very.
The dogs are.
I guess a duel broke out in the garden somewhere else.
Oh, yeah.
But now he's guiding you away from the others. There's different pathways and walkways through the garden, and he was paying very careful attention to who's looking at you and who's not. And just at the right moment, he kind of suggests you move off to your left into a darker part of the garden. And he's speaking in a very low voice that won't carry. He's not whispering, but it's just a quiet voice. And he introduces himself to you as Antoine Rossignol.
Antoine. Well, my real name is Alphonse, by the way, Antoine.
It's my pleasure to meet you. And he just begins by asking you some questions about the Musketeers and your service, and is it dangerous? Just normal conversation as you move away from the crowds, as you move away from the doorways out onto this terrace and garden.
Yeah, but I find it okay, but I'm trying to ask him a question. But who are you and what are you doing here?
Well, if you don't recognize my name, I am a secretary of the Cardinal, His Eminence Richelieu.
Okay. Right. So you're here. Is he with you?
No.
I haven't noticed him. I would have made a word. Take. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead, my friend and friend.
He's not here. He seems to find the idea quite amusing. No, I don't think you'll find too many of His Eminence's personal aides at events like these, but tonight the honor is mine, and it's a pleasure to meet you, especially in that you and your companions at least have served France so well these last few months.
We do that all the time. We're musketeers.
Of course, I don't mean to imply that you don't, but your names have been noticed, I guess, is what I want to say.
Well, yes, I had quite some adventures, but you know that's a musketeer's business.
And then his attitude changes suddenly. He's been looking around. He says, "Now we just have a few moments. There's no one watching us. I'm fairly certain of it." And he takes from his cloak a small envelope, a small message. Right? And he presses it into your hand while trying to imitate a handshake.
Yes, it was a pleasure to meet you, Antoine.
And in a low voice under your voice, he says, "Get this to Monsieur de Treville. Let no one see it. Let no one know." He says, "Oh, yes, it was a pleasure to meet you too. Maybe in the future you can come and entertain me with stories of the King's Guard. I would love to hear of duels and adventures to lighten my boring day."
Yeah, I will tell about duels, about yeah, no problems, my friend.
And then he catches the eye of some other group of people who are coming towards you on the path from the other direction, and he nods to you and he waves to them and he moves off.
Okay.
And starts talking with them in light tones about nothing.
Okay. Yeah, I do hide the envelope on me in my pants. They will never search there unless I have a lady in waiting. But
I have nowhere I could hide this.
And well, get that to Mr. de Treville.
Mm-hmm.
Why does he take that curve to give a message when they're in the same city? Okay. Okay. I do get back to the flowers.
Okay.
But yeah, of course, I'm troubled by that letter. But I go back to the flowers because I don't know if someone may have looked at us. It was quite strange. So I want to, kind of fade away the suspicion look I might have by looking at the flowers and maybe talking to them, to someone.
Sure.
Having a conversation on how to trim them.
As you make your way back to the flowers, you see another beautiful flower, a flower that blooms in the evening time. Your new court associate, Anne Bourdin. She is there, and she's there with a very young and dashing man with a very decorated sword. And she's looking at you with that look that suggests you've been replaced.
So, Christina, you found a friend.
Anne, your friend Anne.
Anne, sorry. Anne Bourdon. Okay, sorry. Oh, Anne! You came to the party at last, and I came to her, kiss her hand. I was waiting for you.
Well, as soon as you do this with all of your casual and your ease, the comfort, the young man is just like his brows turn into a frown. His hand grips his sword. He says, "Who is this?"
Someone who survived her.
she smiles. She goes, "This is the very famous musketeer, who he would like you to call him Alphonse, but he has another name that people call him. He clearly recognizes who you are at your name."
Just by Alphonse, or she says Brisecoeur?
No, just by Alphonse.
Yes, à votre service, my dear monsieur.
He doesn't have the words. He's clearly thinking of something to say, but he's all tied up.
Take your time. I have all the evening. I can make it to your speed.
All he manages to get out is, I, several eyes, maybe 9 or 10 eyes. "I don't like your attitude, sir. Your manners are," and then he completely loses his vocabulary.
I'm sorry for that. Let's have a drink. Come with me. They have great wine. Did you taste that?
And he's helpless. He doesn't know how to respond.
I take him by the shoulder. What is your name? I guess it's not I.
"Unhand me, sir."
I go grab him and say, "Good, relax. We're at the party. One of the nicest party we can have around Paris. Don't you? You just have to smile. And you're with Han."
But she only talks about you.
Well, I can give you a trick or two, so she will talk about you after. What do you think? Around the last.
He's again shocked. I don't know what's wrong with this guy. He's once again shocked by your suggestion.
Come. Yeah, well, she has quite a reputation, that Anne, but you're very fortunate to have her. She has quite good contact with the nobility, the queen, the king, and I take a glass, we're serving, hey, for friends, I think.
So
don't drink.
he drinks automatically, like he's just looking at you. It's like he can't comprehend what you're saying. But, and then he blurts it out. "I love her."
Oh, well, did you ask her if she does the same? Mano to mano, let's talk about it.
He's again, you can't imagine that she doesn't love him because he loves her. He's that kind. He's that young. And
yeah, I know.
Out of the corner of your eye, you can see Christina across the ballroom floor, and she is talking with, oh my God, she's speaking with Etienne Legrand. Etienne
show you how
is
to do.
wearing your best suit.
And in my head, the only word that comes is Eugene. Okay, I Google back it. Your name again?
My name is Paul.
Alors, Paul, look at this. See this lady? She's the niece of Chancellor Oxenstierna. She doesn't know me. She doesn't know me. She doesn't know me at all. She really don't know who I am. Okay? Believe me. Look at him. And I do the average on that.
Okay. He totally buys that she doesn't know who you are.
Look at me, how I can bring love out of her eyes. Look.
You'll share this secret with me?
Watch and learn. And I'm going away.
Okay, so you leave him there by the wine, and he's just staring at you like, a child looking after his father.
Thank you. Okay, I get through the ball. I smile at ladies, and take one of them by the end, make a turn. Yeah.
Right.
And I get by Christina, and I look at her intensely, smiling.
She looks back. Etienne looks also.
I do take her in, kiss it. Would you take this dance with me?
It would be my pleasure, she says. I've just been speaking to this fellow.
Yes, he came just in time. He's wearing my clothes, but that's a long story.
Really? Well, he looks fabulous in them. I don't think I've ever seen better hair.
Oh, yes. Yes. I have to take a trick, but I do wink at Paul.
Right.
And I do dance with her.
All right. Are you a good dancer?
I knew the fencing school of dance.
That's good.
But I won't use a rapier. I'm using a lady right now.
Well, you could represent dance in a couple of ways. You could do it kind of athletically, demonstrating a physical fitness, or you could use performance, to show off.
Well, the only thing I have is athletics.
All right, then. So that's how we'll imagine his dancing ability, right? Very agile and fit, and right. Okay. Now she says to you, just as you're moving out onto the dance floor, that well, first I'll dance with you because you're a partner that I know and like, and then I'll dance with Etienne and see what kind of dancer he is.
Oh, he's quite good. But he won't tell you stories like I told you the other night. That's the entertaining part he will never have. The only thing he will talk to you about is his hair. How boring. Me, I talk to you about vampires, werewolves. Huh?
Yes, but I believe the hair is real, she says.
Unbelievable, isn't it?
All right.
So I do my athletic check.
I would like to see how well Brisecoeur actually dances with Christine. Now, Christina's going to give you a bonus because she, of course, is beautiful and well-dressed, and she was raised in the court. Okay, so she's giving you 2 additional dice.
And I will take 2 style points on that.
Woo!
Yeah. I want to teach Paul how to do it. Well, I have 4 success. So the average with all the dice I spent.
Fantastic. 4 successes is incredible. So, and because you're doing this for noble purposes, to teach Paul, I'm going to give you 1 of those style points that you spent back.
Helping friends.
That's right. That's happier. All right. So while you're dancing with Christina, and it's a lot of fun. She's a good dancer, and you're getting a lot of attention, and you're making yourself known, and people are forgetting. You think anyway. People are forgetting about the clothes, and they're starting to see the man. And as you do your turns on the dance floor, you can see Anne, her face getting darker as she sees you dancing with this younger woman. And you see Paul looking at you with like you're his idol. He can't believe how easily you did that. But as you dance, Etienne makes his way through the crowd and goes over to Paul. And they begin to whisper.
Whatever, you won't help him. And yeah, as the song finishes.
Yep, as it finishes.
Christina, I will say to Christina, I'll come back to you, my dear. Kiss it around, and I will go straight to Paul and Etienne.
Okay. You go straight over to them, and she goes over and talks to her friends, and they do whatever it is that they do. And you get to Paul and Etienne just looks at you. A lovely dance.
Of course. Well, I do. Yeah. Well, she's the dancer. She's the one who was leading me. You will see. You can dance with her. I gave you the permission.
He goes, "Oh, well, thank you. Uh, I accept your gift." And he looks at Paul. He says, "As you can see, he sees women as just objects to be traded." And that's when you see the anger in the eyes of Paul, and he's taking off his glove to get ready to throw it at your feet.
Calm down, my friend. It's now get on another subject. Look at Anne. You see this angry face? It has to change, and it's your turn to do it. Come with me.
And moments ago, he probably would have, but he gets that glove off and he says, "You," and he throws it down. He says, I challenge you," with all the passion and love of a crazed young man.
I look it in the eyes. You're too young.
"You're afraid."
I'm a musketeer. I'm not.
"Then pick up that glove."
Okay, just want to make a parenthesis. Dueling, if I don't take it, I'll have a bad reputation.
That's right.
Okay, okay.
So
Okay.
the bad reputation will circulate through the court that, maybe cowardice or something like that. Some people will support your decision, but for a while.
I take the glove and I say to him, I won't hurt you, but that was a bad decision.
"We'll see."
Of course, we'll see. That's something. Well, most of my unusual adversaries say that, and I get rid of them. So
Now, as the challenged, you would normally expect to be given a time and a place. Let's meet behind. Let's go to the Pont Neuf, for example.
yeah, why not?
But he seems like he wants to go right now. Like right now, he can't stand it, and he seems to expect the duel to happen right now. He's heading out toward the garden, and he's loosening his clothes, and he's not summoning a second or anything. He has no one to help him. He's just it's almost like this is his first duel.
Okay, I go. Well, I'm following him, but I will get beside Anne, looking at her. You bring troublemakers at parties. I thought you would do better than that.
Well, sometimes these parties are boring.
Ah.
And to the victor go the spoils.
Whatever. I'm going to show this young kid a lesson. But all the while, I'm not annoyed by this kid. I tried to take a look at if I can see Antoine.
You can see his face in the crowd, yes. And there's now a definite crowd gathering.
And I try to perceive if someone is getting interest in Antoine instead of me, because I'm in the center of interest right now.
Okay, let's do a perception check, because they are trying to hide.
Because of the strange letter, I take 2 style points.
All right.
Adding to that. Well, 2 success.
2 successes. Okay. Yeah. All right. So the gathering of people do not seem to object to witnessing a duel, which means they probably don't think it's going to go to the death. They think it will be to, first blood or disarming or something along those lines.
Okay.
But they seem to be a little drunk, a little bored, very noble, and this is something for their entertainment. And
I do make a speech to the crowd.
okay,
Either it comes to that, or either you have to dance better.
okay.
But I'm sure after that you will make great dances. My friend Paul here challenged me to a duel because of some lies about me. I'm looking at Etienne.
Whoa.
Yeah, he's my friend. What a friend! But and Paul, I'm accepting the challenge, but I'm looking at everyone. I'm a musketeer. You really want to go through that?
Paul's resolve is starting to weaken, but with all the eyes of the crowd, there's no way he's going to back down now. And his eyes are scanning the crowd, looking for a friendly face. And normally that would be the second's job. Someone to steady your nerves, make sure you're ready, keep your eye on the ball, make sure that the duel is fair. But he doesn't seem to have anyone in the crowd. He was brought here by Anne. He's a little out of his element.
Yeah. All right. So I'm removing, my coat. I only have my shirt. I have my rapier. Toss the ground in front of me, making some passes, trying to make some moves. Trying to show him that I know what I'm doing.
Right.
So,
are you trying to intimidate him?
Well, yeah, maybe to make him a little unstable.
Okay.
I don't have intimidate, though it might be in the con. No, I don't remember. Do I have to roll something?
You can. If you want to seem like you're more capable than you are, then we could do a flourish, a demonstration of your fencing ability using your fencing ability, and you could get synergy from con. Get 2 extra dice from con. You could do it that way.
Okay.
If you just wanted to flat out scare him, you'd need to use intimidation or something similar.
Well, I really want to show him who he is against.
Okay.
So I'll take the con, trying to probably show him more than I can.
Okay.
Trying to lie a little, faking some moves I don't do usually, and I got 5 success out of 7 dice.
Okay.
I do. I threw my sword in the air and took it back.
Okay. So
that sword, that arm, protects friends. Who do you protect?
Now, socially, he cannot back down, but you have clearly unmanned him. He's unable to speak. Once again, he's unable to move. He's just standing there with his hand across his body on his sword hilt, and he doesn't know what to do.
No, it's not fair. It's not fair. I'm looking at everyone. It's not fair. I'm looking at Etienne. It's you who put these words in this head. Why don't you do it at this place?
And you hear a voice in the crowd, Christina's voice, and she's going like, "Yeah," and starting the crowd turning toward yes, let's see the Cardinals Guard versus the Musketeers. This is a famous rivalry that everybody's heard about, but nobody has seen.
I think it will be more entertaining. Sorry, Paul, you have to train. I can recommend you my school.
So Etienne comes forward, and he does come with a second, with a friend in the crowd. And that friend guides Paul away, who resists at first, but then is happy to go with his shoulders, hunched over and his heart crumbling inside him. And Etienne tosses his hair.
Paul's honor will be saved. Well, maybe.
Anne looks worried. Christina just looks excited. The host looks interested. Antoine looks concerned. And whenever your eyes pass over his, he's giving you the look like, what are you doing?
Routine.
All right. So there you are in the garden on a flat stretch of grass surrounded by flowers. You can smell the lovely scent in the evening of all the different flowers mixed together, and the perfumes of the guests. And the moon is just starting to rise up over the trees, but the candlelight from deep inside the party, from the chandelier and the torchlight out here in the garden, makes quite an exotic scene with shadows leaping everywhere, and the bright red of Etienne's cloak, which he has reclaimed just for this performance, it would seem. He wasn't wearing it before, but now here it is again. And he takes it off with a swirl and passes it off to his friend. He says, "Whenever you're ready, monsieur," and salutes you with his rapier.
En garde. And I'm ready. I'm taking position, trying to remember what my teacher told me. Trying to remember the last time I trained, if I felt that I could fail in some maneuvers. Yeah.
Right. Now, there's no anger here, right? I mean, there's some hidden anger, but this is not a sudden duel kind of thing. There's a willingness to talk. And so what I was thinking we could do for this duel is an exchange of combat followed by a social exchange, right? The classic duel. Right?
In fact, I like this guy.
Okay.
I want to make him my friend for real. Okay. So
let's begin with initiative.
Yeah.
See who has the upper hand.
For success out of 5 dice.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm quite expressed.
All right. And I get to roll 1 die and see what happens. 1. Okay. So I get 3. So Etienne is not quite as quick at you as you are at perceiving sword play. So the ball is in your court. You get to begin.
I do approach, and my goal is to make him try to turn around him, but my goal is to make him look the wrong way, just to try to impress him, You're
trying to trick him.
Make him, yeah. Well, I want to trick him, and I say to him, I think Christina really does like this, and and I try to trick him, trying to have his look towards Christina.
Okay, gotcha. So that is your con instead of your fencing.
Yeah.
If you're successful at overcoming his willpower, then
it's a trick.
Then you will.
5 success.
Okay. Well, he makes eye contact with Christina right away to verify that she is enjoying the spectacle. He wants to look good for her, So you see him puff up his chest and change his pose a little bit and toss his hair again, but now you are behind him.
Yeah, with my blade, pointed towards his back. I'm not touching him, but I'm, quite close to his, back neck.
And this causes a a thrill in the crowd. He turns around quickly, embarrassed, but he offers. I had heard rumors that the musketeers attacked their enemies from behind. Perhaps that explains their great success. And look, here we see it before you. Right? So he's playing a game to the audience. He's looking to trash your reputation in front of them.
Yeah. I have to reply something before rolling?
No, you can roll first to determine how well that will go. And you need to erase the 3 successes that he earned on that insult with evidence.
Okay, so what do I roll? Sorry.
Well, that depends on you. Are you going to sweet talk the crowd? Diplomacy. Are you going to spin more deceit than con?
Okay. I will con it. I will con the audience, trying to make some sort of a performance out of it.
Okay. Let's see how successful that will go, and then that will determine what you get to say.
I have 5 success.
All right. Almost everybody in the crowd is going to believe whatever it is that you say. So.
No, I'm just doing that to sharpen your attention. You see, the Cardinal's Guard are quite aware.
Okay. So now the debt is in his favor. Right now he's down in front of them, and it's almost like they're watching a sports match caught between your face and your words and his face and his words. And he lunges to the attack. He is going to respond with steel.
Right.
You'll need to defend yourself against a very hard attack to defend against. 4 successes are coming in, and he's starting up in a high position and then reversing to attack low.
So I can't use my parry since I did something. I did a full action, right?
What I would like to imagine is that we're taking a turn for combat and a turn for speaking.
Okay, that's a
slowly
turn for
circling each other. Yeah.
Okay, I will make a parry. So I will, because I'm quite good at it. I have 6 dice in parry. 4 success, you said?
Yep.
Yeah, man. I only have 2 to defend.
Okay. So take 2 lethal.
Right. So it will be my turn to do something. No, I took a parry. Yeah. Okay.
Yep. Okay. Now you have the sense, now that you've seen the speed with which he can attack, you have a sense that he's a very, very fast swordsman. Almost like he held off. He could have attacked more in that space of time. He goes, "Oh, first blood is mine. Perhaps it should be the Cardinal's guards who protect the king and not the king's musketeers."
If you, well, if you take less time with your heir, I would agree. And so I try to well, I don't know if I have something to roll for that.
No, let's move on to your attack.
I will disarm him.
All right, let's try.
So I mean, I still have 1 style point, so I'll use it.
Cool.
Disarm. I'm not that good. Oh no. So you trying to disarm the dance school that don't teach us well.
Do you have a -1 for disarm?
Yeah, I have 2 success. Well, make him try.
Okay. All right. I'm going to roll it to make it more interesting. 2, 4, 6. Okay. How many successes did you get?
2.
2. He also gets 2.
So
it's a good disarm, but he retains his weapon. It's a good try.
yeah. Okay. So I'm near from him.
Yeah, you're now in pretty close.
Your perfume, I think it's the same as mine.
He goes, "It should be. I got it from your house." Oh.
Oh, it's time to punch him. So is it my turn to do something?
It's totally your turn. That's exactly the response.
Well, I have 3 dice to I will punch him. No, while we're close.
Yep.
Oh yeah, 1 success.
Okay. I'll roll his defense. Okay. He takes the punch like a man. Then he separates. Right, he opens up the ground, and he's flourishing his blade and demonstrating a great deal of skill and speed with it. Right. Nobody seems to have noticed that you were wounded. Right, in the darkness and in the shadows, and he's not saying that he scored a hit. He could end the duel here, and honor would be satisfied. But he's letting it play out.
I'm looking at him. You see the fine clothes he has? These are mine.
And he says, it's true. He couldn't even protect his own clothes.
No, because I'm protecting the king.
Let's try that one. Let's see if people buy that one.
Okay, con. Yeah, we'll do a con.
So you're lying? You're not protecting the king?
No, I'm protecting the king, but it's not. No, well, it's all true. He has my clothes. Okay, it's charisma.
Straight charisma.
Okay. Straight. Do I have 2 dice less because I'm not skilled at telling the truth?
Basically, yeah. But you've got style.
Not enough. No, I don't.
Oh my goodness!
It's all spent, and I got a 0.
Whoa! So the crowd is starting to turn. They were on your side. They were solidly on your side. Now they're starting to come back to favoring him.
I do. I take position.
Okay. So you've separated. You've got some space in between you. The conversation has come to a lull. He's scored a good verbal point, and the crowd is just holding their breath in anticipation. What's going to happen between these 2 men and their fantastic hair?
Instead of protecting the cardinals, he gets into a friend's house without asking him. That's not noble. Is there any burglars around here? I see one in front of me. And well, I know that he's quite good at disarming. So I will try to attack his hair.
Oh my goodness!
So it's a slash through the air.
It's a slash, and it's a called shot.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
To the hair, and okay, so we'll take 2 dice away from your pool. But I love this idea, so I'm going to give you 2 style for this.
I will take it. No, 2 success.
2 successes against his defense.
He's good.
Oh. He fails.
Oh.
He managed to get in with 1 point of damage, 1 health level. You can describe that as you like.
Well, I got the head so hard that the part of the skin just got away. He will bleed. And you know, I have the air in front of the rapier, and I show it in to the people.
Right.
Now it looks better.
He's got this big jagged, the hair cut away, uneven haircut now. Oh, he's
I
furious.
guess you will. Well, now you have a real reason to get at my place, since Eugene is a great hairdresser. I try to make the crowd laugh.
Okay. The crowd doesn't know who Eugene is. They're kind of confused. All right, now you see some concern on Anne's face. You see concern on Christina's face because Etienne's face is darkening, right? You have marred his perfection, his hair. You have attacked his pride, his joy, and he comes in with deadly seriousness.
First blood.
You declare first blood?
On you? Yeah.
Because it is not. I struck you first.
Well, my hair are still intact.
Right, and he's the only one anyone can see bleeding. Right.
Yeah, I try to I have my hand, trying to be stealthy about the place he struck me.
Let's see if you can hide it.
I'm trying to. I take my sword with the air of Etienne, and I put it in my hand, so I will count the people that the blood, my stained blood, is coming from that, the skin I have ripped out.
And with the hair as a tool, you'll get 2 extra dice.
So 11 dice. Oh yeah. Okay, so I have 5 success.
All right, nice. And anytime you have a huge pool like that, like 11, 12, or whatever dice, you can take the average on the 10 and roll.
Oh yeah, I remember. So
just to speed things along.
I could have made 6 success.
Right. But 5 is certainly enough. So the crowd totally buys that you got first blood, that his first attack on you was defended. They don't see that you are wounded at all. You are big, tough King's Musketeer. And Antoine Rossignol begins to work on the crowd and the host to end the duel. He's clapping. Oh, well done, Musketeer. You've shown, the king is well defended. And right, he starts this. And he is one of the cardinal's, trusted aides or personal secretaries. So this very quickly gains acceptance in the crowd, and the duel, as far as the observers are concerned, is over. But Etienne is looking at Antoine with shock on his face.
I rush in to take back my coat because I'm still bleeding. So just to at least. Oh, your hair is still dripping. No. Okay, so I get my sword back. Eugene is very good with air, but I'll have a talk with him about that before. and I go back to see.
Now,
I'm
do
not
you look
sure.
at Anne or Christina?
I go to Anne.
Oh.
No, but I'm looking at her. Maybe I'll have to go back to Paris.
As long as you're still fit. Thank you for the entertainment. She gives you a kiss on the cheek.
Okay, she's not angry anymore. I go to Christina, trying to walk casually, hiding the pain.
Christina, you see just sweeping out of the room.
Okay.
As soon as you went toward Anne, apparently she turned and left the room.
Oh, I'll follow her. I'm pressing the Christina.
As you
Wait.
try to make your way across the ball, men are coming forward, shaking your hands like, that was an incredible display of skill. Oh, you're an incredible swordsman. I wish I had a bodyguard, a protector like you. Like every step slowing you down. She's getting farther and farther away.
Yeah, I'll say thank you. Christina.
Who does your clothes?
I got a very good tailor. I will tell you about that around the drink just a little later. And yeah, I'm trying to press myself.
And your hair, and you know, and so she sweeps out of the room. By the time you catch up, she is in the carriage, and the carriage is starting to pull away.
Christina, I want you to say something important.
Her head comes out of the window, but the carriage doesn't stop. You know, it's still rolling away slowly, carefully. She says, "Speak."
I want this for you. It was my pleasure. Average 5.
Good enough. I understand. So her head pops back in, and some orders exchanged, and the carriage slows down. Right.
So
she puts 2 and 2 together and comes up with 7. But are you going to rush into the carriage?
Yeah, so are we spending the rest of the evening together? I think this party was quite over after my exchange with Etienne.
Okay. And as you're climbing up into the carriage and the door is open for you by the footman, you can see Anne at the doorway, Anne having followed you across. Right. And she might not have been mad at the end of the duel, but she's worked her way up into being mad again.
I'm thinking, do I invite her?
That's worth 3 style right there, my friend.
Just by thinking. I'm thinking out. How can I do this? She don't seem to be that kind of woman. I don't know yet.
So then I guess you'll have to choose.
No. Anne, did you meet Christina?
And with that, we'll close the curtain. Good job. Good job. A Night on the Town, The Measure of the Man, featuring Brisecoeur, Alphonse. All right. So, an entirely social encounter. How'd you feel about that?
That is quite entertaining. Usually we don't have time to do that in short adventures. I used to do that in maybe campaigns a lot because I enjoy making that kind of stuff. Right now with my friends here in face-to-face group, we're playing Advanced Dungeons and Dragons 2nd edition, which is not fit for social, but as a mechanic. But we do a lot of that, and
Cool.
yeah, that's part that I enjoy. So yeah, the game itself, so being social, that is something I'm quite comfortable with.
So I'm curious if, you know, in the shoes of Brisecoeur, in the shoes of Alphonse, if he had to choose between staying on Christina's good side or staying on Anne's good side, what would his decision be if he couldn't have both happy with them at the same time?
Probably Anne. You know, the final scene, my goal was to at least make Christina happy to whatever. If she leaves Sweden, don't have to pursue a relation because that's my character, but at least she had a good memory of him.
Right.
But Anne will still be around, and she's a contact with the court, which is quite handy. But the reputation that she has, well, I was quite surprised that you made her angry, because she probably is the same kind as my character. But okay, yeah, my character is quite charming.
Angry? Was she really angry?
Yeah, well, she has a reputation, so that's something I will have to find out maybe in the future. But at the same time, Brisecoeur is not that much worried. You know, if Christina would have gone mad, well, okay, maybe she would have say bad thing about me. But I have many weapons to defend myself, and make things. I have a good story to make things just casual, and
Right.
not having the fault on my character for this one.
Right. Okay. And so we should close the session. You've had a very busy weekend and are exhausted, and I have many hungry mouths to feed, it seems.
Yeah, they want to eat. Well,
so, thanks for taking the time for this session.
Well, thank you for giving that. It was quite a privilege, and it's very entertaining, so it will add to the whole story.
I'm glad you had a good time. And I will talk to you.
Well, thank you very much.
And our next,
thank you.
Our next full session of All for One Regime Diabolique, our Lights in Darkness campaign, with Ivan Mike 1968, will be running on July 3rd with all of us together, with him running the game for us for the first time, but not for the first time running Ubiquity, and it'll be great to see how that goes. So for everyone who was watching, thank you for watching. And for those who see it in the future, we hope you enjoy it. Take care.
Thanks.